I give you the Derek Zoolander Center for Kids Who Can't Read Good.
What is this?
A center for ants?
Hello and welcome to the show. On this week's show we're going to be having a little bit of a chit chat around Zoolander. Since we were looking at America's Next Top Model for maybe the last month. Has it been?
At least, probably
At
more.
least a month, yeah. And I seem to remember I wasn't, or maybe I was aware of Zoolander when it came out, because I think MTV and VH1 were pushing it quite a lot, because like he originally appeared on a VH1 fashion show sketch thing, but it was, you had the video.
Yes, I was a very big fan.
You were a very big fan, and I think that was the first time that I saw it, and I was like, wow, this is actually pretty good.
Yes, you actually have decent taste, Laura, I believe is what you may have said.
Well, you were also like someone who was a film student.
Yes.
Whose favourite movie at the time was Scary Movie.
No, it wasn't.
It was. You had the yeah, and you didn't even have the X-Rental one. You had the one that would have cost a lot of money.
You keep harping back to that. I had a huge amount of films in my collection at the time. That happened
Scary
to be
Movie
one of them.
1, Scary Movie 2.
Well, at the time as well, I did have a connection in a VHS shop, an old video shop, so I could buy all the X-Rentals. So, of course, I had a ton of films. At the time, my favourite film probably would have been Fight Club and Die Hard.
Well, I didn't see fucking Fight Club in your collection.
It was. It absolutely
It was not. It was not. All that I seem to remember was the Scary Movie things.
Well, you obviously weren't looking hard enough.
I was looking hard enough.
I wrote an assignment and all on Fight Club for my film classes. Yes, as one of my favourite films, because it literally just came out and I wrote an assignment on it immediately.
Did you or did you not do your thesis on the genius of the Wayans brothers?
No, I did not.
You did.
I did.
You did.
I did not.
Don't listen to her, people. She's lying.
Yes, I always.
She looks actually really angry.
That's just because I've drawn my eyebrows on super sharp.
Yes, but yeah, Zoolander. Yeah, it's good. Goodbye.
All right, Moolander.
Yeah, but one of the things I was surprised by, because when looking at videos, there's two YouTube channels that seem, if you're just interested in the facts and not listen to a couple of middle-aged people prattle on about like Scary Movie and stuff.
Yeah, and getting everything wrong.
Minty's comedic. Oh god, see, this is the thing with someone who's
I told you getting everything wrong, yeah.
Yeah, but it's Minty's comedic. If you type that into YouTube, I'm sure his channel will come up.
Should auto-correct the rest.
Yeah. But he does a lot of like 10 things you didn't know. And of course there's Joe Blow, which seems to have covered every movie. But one of the things I noticed when watching the two things that they did, that the scripts were very similar on both of them.
Well, I suppose there's only so many things you don't know
but
about
they were
films.
like very similar, the scripts.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not
What
saying
is it you're
anything.
trying
Maybe
to
they're the
say?
same people.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, it's not. They're definitely not like. But it's one of these things because I'm big into Warhammer. Laura's bigger. She's more into Warhammer than I am.
No, I'm not. Again, another lie.
What I do find it's like, say you get people doing lore videos, and there's always a crossover. And I remember there was an Australian guy who ended up getting really angry with some other guy, saying that he was after, like, basically stealing these videos. And it was like, he didn't. It's just like there's only so much. Like, Warhammer is vast, but there's only so much.
If there's a new release coming out or something like that, there's only so much you can say about that.
Or what, you know, so you're going to be covering the same things. There's big crossover with it. And the same with movies as well, because I find that even when we do the podcast about things, say maybe a week later, or we might be a week after another thing, where they're after covering the same film. Particularly with that Joe bloke, right? And I guarantee you they are not listening to us.
They're not going, hey, let's follow.
Well, I think it is just, I suppose, if you have a similar taste in movies and similar certain times of the year, you're going to go, hey, you know.
Or certain things will be in the news that'll trigger a memory or something like that. And you go, oh, Jesus, yeah, I must watch
It's
that film.
like when it's you, it's like, hey, it's a weekday. Let's look at Scary Movie again.
I think you'll find it's Hot Rod that I like to watch very frequently.
Yes. Although we haven't looked at that in quite a while.
Yeah, my rod.
Or we haven't looked at Scary Movie in quite a while. And I think there's a new Scary Movie coming
We
out
must
as well,
watch
which you'd
it,
be
yeah.
very happy to hear.
I keep asking to watch all the new Final Destinations and you keep refusing.
Oh yeah, we must look at that
Yeah.
at some stage. Yeah, it's just there's so much to watch and so little time.
It sounds
to do
terrible
it.
that I have to ask to watch it, but it's just you take control of the television.
Yeah,
And
but you
I just-
forget a lot of the time. Turn around to you and say, "What are we going to watch tonight?" And you're like, "I don't know."
You
and then you fall
asking
asleep.
asking me what I want to watch is just this fucking bullshit courtesy thing you do. Because you go, what do you want to watch? And I list out like 5 different films. You're like, nope, nah, not tonight. No, I don't really want that.
It's
How
like we're
about
not
this
looking-
film I've already decided
We're not
on,
looking
and
at
I'm giving
scary.
you the
We're not looking at
illusion of
Scary
choice.
Movie again.
What
But,
it is, it's just, you're just giving me the illusion of
Yeah.
choice. And then you're just like, nah, I've already decided. Screw you and your stupid
Well,
choices.
isn't that just what gods do?
No,
Give like the little minions the illusion of choice.
no,
Yes.
no.
It is. So you think God just lets us have free will?
I don't think there is a God.
But Zoolander.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie. Looking at it is because when we were looking at Next Top Model, we kept going, "Oh my God, Zoolander!"
This is, yeah, Zoolander got this right.
There was like a lot of characters like Mugatu in it. An awful lot of characters like
There
Mugatu in it,
Yeah.
and like Mugatu's assistant
Mugatu.
Todd. There's even more people in it like
Yes,
that,
that are like
and
that.
what they keep saying, like in America's Next Top Model, like the podcast that we did last week, I've since read a few other bits and pieces where you kind of go,
Wow.
maybe Tyra didn't have the best interests of a lot of the contestants at heart, and maybe she was a bit of a narcissist and stuff, but you never know unless you're on the set.
No.
But there was a lot of people that seemed to be very negatively
But sure, a lot of people would be bitter
Horrified.
as well if they didn't get what they wanted out of it. So who are you
that's
going to
the thing,
believe?
yeah.
You know?
But as well, the whole it was reality TV shows,
Yeah.
and it's like it's just Tyra Banks' show, but like. But there was a lot of mad shit in it, and what they kept seemed to say is like, "You're just a model. You do what you're told."
yeah, shut up. You're just basically it was like, oh, you can be swapped out. You're just one of the girls.
Yeah.
Like you're dispensable. Basically.
So when you see the bit where it's like dance monkey dance
in Zoolander,
in Zoolander, you go, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Like it's exactly like that. And we're up. It's 20 something at the moment, and they're really bad the last few seasons, and it's yeah, there's a lot of like, "You shit, don't you talk back," and there's a few of them that like are snapping at saying, "You're being fucking rude. I'm not being rude."
Yeah,
And it's
just
like, well, I
existing.
can be rude because I'm the boss.
yeah, I'm the photographer. You shut up. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what to do.
But it's very.
Yeah, but there is like I don't know way up as far as 20, but like I don't know, it's
Yeah,
18
yeah,
or 19.
yeah.
It's like the college one, and we were
No,
watching.
that's the one that we're at
is
now.
it
I think
right?
it's 20 or 21.
Or,
I don't know.
well, I think you were at the room there yesterday. The one I was watching was basically they're like, oh, we're going to have you like pose as like, oh, it's the end of a dishevelled night, and you're like in some crummy motel.
Yeah, I was looking at it.
But
yeah.
they actually brought him into a crummy motel, and they had this poor
Yeah.
girl.
Oh,
that's
I
like,
didn't see that, but you were saying with the cockroaches.
yeah, they're like, oh, you're so thirsty, you're licking soda off the ground, off the floor. And she was like, ew. And they're like, yeah, get in there and really lick it up. And she's like, ew. But she was trying to do it. And they're like, oh, okay, that's grand, we'll shut it down. There's a couple of cockroaches after coming out now. And she's like, on the floor that I've just been licking.
They seem to be doomed because it wasn't it on that one as well. They had him going all day in like a fucking camper van.
Yeah, just to make
in
them all
like
sweaty and gross,
like
yeah.
I don't. It's like wherever Salt Lake is in
It's
that
Utah. Yeah.
So it was like fucking lot of
Super
deserty
hot,
here. So
yeah.
and they were like stink and destroyed at the end of it, and then they were like, all right, we're doing this fashion shoot now,
Yeah.
and they were like, oh Jesus Christ. So it seems that they were just like poking and pushing
trying
and
to
waiting,
drive
getting
them,
to, the,
yeah.
to the point where they're going to snap with it. And then there's another girl on it that's got it kind of looks like she might have an eating disorder because she's not eating and she's exercising constantly, and she was like a fucking matchstick when she started, and now she's like a matchstick with anorexia.
That's terrible.
But you know it is,
Yeah.
and like the whole
It's,
thing.
like even the other models are like, we are really concerned for our
and
health.
when they raised
Yeah.
it with Tyra Banks was just like, if I see you purging, you're gone. Not like we're going to get you help.
Yeah, it's not like, yeah, you okay, and let's get you talking to someone,
Yeah.
let's get you into counselling or something. It's just like, if I hear that you're restricting, well then that's it. That's the end of the road for you. And it's like, oh well, fucking, don't put any pressure on the poor girl.
Now,
like.
I worked in mental health, and I knew people that worked in like say eating disorder units. I don't know, but there was a specific name on them, and they were saying that it's like really hard, like for one, and like, I mean, it's obviously like a fucking proper disease, but people think, oh, I just fucking shove food.
Yeah, just tell them to eat and they'll eat.
And like, I mean,
It's
obviously
not
you can't
like
do that. Like, and there's a load of different things going on there. So what they have to do when they're in those, say the support workers, it have to sit at the bed, and they apparently this is why people used to want to work in there initially, because they have the best food going, and it's like, because they have really good food to entice people to eat.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the staff get to eat with the
patients.
Yeah, so the whole thing then, it's like you have to go, oh, go on, go. You can't go, fucking eat this, you fucking skinny bitch. You have to be like, oh, look, this is lovely, why don't you have some? About 5 times a day.
Yeah, so all the staff end up like, just
and
like
then the people, when
like
they do
kings.
get in there, they're like, oh my god, after like a week, they're like, it's horrific. Because I don't think it really factors in how bad it is. And like, there was a psychologist I knew as well that used to work with people with eating disorders, and they were saying that they preferred working with people with drug addictions than with eating disorders, because with eating disorder, I think for someone who doesn't have it, it's really hard to wrap your head around, even if you're kind of
the most empathetic,
you're learned.
the most the most sort of the most educated or whatever in psychology and psychiatry and all
but
that.
like, it's
so
just
hard.
it's very, very difficult. But we're talking about fucking Zoolander, and we're going back to
Yes,
see, this
I
is
know.
the power of America's Next Top Model. Maybe we should just start an America's Next Top Model podcast.
No, I don't think so. No.
And we just constantly look at it.
Not at
and we
all.
do like an episode about, or each episode.
No, please don't. But I mean, even that was the thing in Zoolander. Like, I mean, they kind of they skewer that whole thing as well. Sort of Ben Stiller's wife, I suppose she plays a part in it, and she opens up and she's like, oh well, I'll tell you why I used to hate models, because I used to envy them so much, and I was a little girl to the point that I developed an eating disorder, and I ended up like, I ended up with bulimia, and they're like, you
can
see,
read minds.
yes, oh god, you can see dead people or whatever. And then they started making the skit. It's like, oh, it's no big deal. Like
you were
everybody,
fat.
everybody throws up after meals. It's just what you do. Like it's how you stay skinny. And it was like sailing very close to the wind on a lot of the jokes.
But the whole thing, it was always like for.
It was always like
something to poke fun. Not eating disorders, but like
it's lampooning the fashion industry, not
because everyone kind of like
the
the fashion industry was always known as being a shit show.
Horrendous,
It was well known, so that's why it always astounded me when people wanted to get into it. Even like in Project Runway, you see people in it, and like fucking nearly the first words out of people's mouths, it was always like, fashion industry is very competitive, people are very bitchy in it, and I think people kind of go, they're just saying that, and then they're like, oh my god.
Yes. Why is everyone so bitchy and competitive? I wasn't expecting this.
So I think Zoolander is a really, really nice kind of like spin on it.
It is. It's
very
the whole
sweet
thing.
about it, where it is kind of, like there's some parts where it's, but like, I mean, it's the whole thing about like that most people that are involved, that they're like dumb kind of a thing, or they're just really nice people, and famous people are kind of nice as that they're all caught up in this world where you do it. But this is the thing that Ben Stiller can do, and I think Will Ferrell and all those with that comedy at the time, they could do it,
the surrealist kind of humour kind of thing,
but they always had that sweetness to it, where like even like Ron Burgundy is a fucking horrific character. If Ron Burgundy was and no doubt there was plenty of Ron Burgundys,
of course he's based on people,
he's a horrific human being, but like
it's just he's got that childlike sort of fucking character.
But Will Ferrell makes him really nice. Like, I mean, in the sequel, he basically abandons his son and fucking everything, but he's just horrible character. And Zoolander, but Zoolander isn't like, Zoolander is like,
but he should
really
be. He's
nice.
so self-involved and so narcissistic and so like, all it is like, sort of you don't understand how hard it is to be really, really ridiculously good looking, and it's all about, doesn't really kind of realise how other people feel, and it's all about himself kind of a thing. But it's just because he's such a naive, innocent fool that he does try to be nice to other people, but fails so badly.
But I think that's like the good thing about what Ben Stiller could always bring to movies. I think after Meet the Parents, he might have got like typecasted a little bit too much, because that was such a big movie. Like, because there's no more Meet the Parents out at the moment. I fucking guarantee they'd probably do one again, but they were massive movies. And as well, because like people were like, oh my god, Robert De Niro is like funny, and it's like,
can you milk me, Greg?
I
got nipples.
You had that on video as well.
Of course I did. Yeah, I was a big Ben Stiller fan. Still am.
But it's just like, you know, like there's something about Mary. He's, what was his name in that? That don't matter.
Yeah.
But his character was a fucking stalker.
Yes.
And not really that he was kind of dumb, but he wasn't like. He wasn't a great person,
all
really.
All of his characters are like that. It's like this angry little rage-filled fucking horrendous little, you know, even in, I suppose, like fucking Dodgeball, like, even he's a horrible character, but he's still like, he comes on screen and you're already like, he's horrific.
Yeah, he's meant to be. Well, in fucking Cable Guy. Yeah,
I know.
He's like, Jim Carrey's character, I always think is quite nice, and it's like, alright, he overreacts. But Ben Stiller's character is just treats him like shit. Yeah, really, you know. But
wait, now is that not Matthew Broderick? And did Ben Stiller?
Oh yeah, it was directed by Ben Stiller.
Yes, exactly. How dare you? I know. The superhero film that he was in,
Mystery Man.
Yes, that was. I mean, that was. I think that was
Mr. Angry, Mr. Furious.
That was it, and I think that is Ben Stiller's usual kind of modus operandi, kind of distilled.
Because
he is Mr. Furious.
He had a sketch show, which I think a lot of people probably aren't even aware of now. It was, who was it? It was him and someone else. Was it him and fucking Tobias Funke? It was David Cross.
No, I was that not.
Or no, it was him.
That was Better Call Saul, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was him and
what's his name? Oh my god!
Come for the movie facts. Stay for the forgetting. Completely. We'll probably remember in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, and some random name will be shouted out.
Yeah, but it's just a likability factor with Ben Stiller, and like even the whole thing. I think for like Tropic Thunder, I think is an awful film. I don't really like it. But then he got Tom Cruise in on that.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, and he did because remember he was like, he got on really well with Tom Cruise. Like Tom Cruise, like he did the whole piss take of Tom Cruise for Mission Impossible.
Yeah, he was like the stunt double and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and there was another one that he did. I can't remember what it was, where he played Tom Cruise again. Was it like... This is the MTV Music Awards. Used to be brilliant. Yeah,
the VMAs. Like, I mean, you'd watch it for the fucking sketches in between, like
the whole thing. Will Ferrell playing the architect.
Yeah, out of the Matrix. In the Matrix. Like, I mean, that was so fucking big at the time. Like, I think anyone sort of like under the age of like 30, I suppose, really, they would. You don't understand how big it was. So
big what Will Ferrell did to it. It actually impacted the fucking Matrix films in themselves, and the whole when people were talking about them, that's all that they do. The quid pro quo. It was just, they were fucking astoundingly big. Yeah. It was Mission Impossible 2 that Ben Stiller. Yeah, he was. Yeah, the stuntman. Yeah, on it. Yeah. But like he obviously got on so well with Tom Cruise that Tom Cruise like did the movies, and I think Tom, like, I know whatever about the whole fucking Scientology thing with him, like, hey, look, we've all led like evil cults at one stage or another, so kind of like I wouldn't like to be judged on my background with, like, you know, being a cult leader. So I don't think we should judge poor Tom Cruise on that either. But he always came across as someone with like a bit of a sense of humour. I remember someone talking that wasn't famous. I can't remember who it was. But they were saying that I can't remember. They actually bumped into Tom Cruise in Ireland. Tom Cruise used to come to Ireland a bit, and with Nicole Kidman, when they were shooting Far and Away, they were in Ireland quite a bit. But I think he kind of came back every now and again. But someone bumped into him in a hotel, and they got talking to him, and he was really, really nice. And they just said to him, "Hey, should we call around to our house for dinner?" Not thinking that, kind of like, fucking Tom Cruise ain't going to call around. that fucking night, they were sitting down, knocking the door. It was Tom Cruise.
How did he find their house in Ireland?
And he came in, and he was like, apparently it was like having a robot trying to act human in there, where he was like, hey, you're a human wife. Kind of all this stuff. He was a lovely guy though, really, really nice, just very intense.
Yes.
And that seems to be the general consensus, even in Hollywood. When it's like people saying like he just
nice but intense.
And I think he obviously believes the whole because like he had learning difficulties, and it was the whole Scientology thing. He always said helped him with like his dyslexia and different bits and pieces.
Okay, didn't know that.
So you know, he's a hard worker.
Why are we talking about Tom Cruise on a Zoolander podcast, for fuck's sake?
But he's not in it.
Really?
Yeah, he's not in
There's
it.
plenty of other celebrities that we should be talking about. Billy Zane.
Billy Zane is brilliant, because Billy Zane's career seemed to be kind of dead at that. Well, Billy Zane's career has always been like on...
It's always been up and down. Like, I mean, he was in Dead Calm, which that was always creepy fucking film. And then he was like huge for Titanic.
In Dead Calm, do you think that he was the devil?
No, I think he was just like a really fucking psychotic drifter.
Because I read a thing, because I think there was meant to be an ending to Dead Calm that, you know, after he gets killed and stuff in it, that it was like it was like another couple or something else was getting on a boat, and he was getting on it with him then as well, or he was going back out and like...
Yeah,
you know,
no, there was.
boat.
I'm really sure I remember that bit, yeah.
So it was like he's a demon or something.
Yeah.
You know, he's not actually human.
Oh, possibly.
Because they killed him and he's still around.
Yeah, but I think
Maybe
that's like the
Demon
whole
Night.
thing. I don't know. Yeah, possibly. But no, I think it's just that whole thing, like he didn't kill him well enough.
Yeah, and Nicole Kidman was the crypt keeper. Hello, Boyles and Tom Cruise.
Very funny. Very good. And there's that crossover as well, wasn't it? In Demon Night, that they had a dog that was like killed horrifically. They had that in Dead Calm as well. I always remember there was a poor
Did they
dog.
kill the dog in Demon Night?
There was something. No, hang on. What was that? What was that thing where there
I
was
don't
like
think they killed the dog in Demon Night.
There was a cat nailed to a door. What were we talking about with that?
It's fucking loads of things. It is though.
We watched so many films.
It was Shocker. Remember, he was after killing all the cats when they went into the back room.
Yeah,
there was like
like
hundreds of dead cats.
Yeah,
and it was
really
like,
badly stuffed.
He really don't like cats. Yeah.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes, indeed. But anyway, Billy Zane.
Yeah,
it's
Billy Zane.
It's lovely to see him pop up in it as well.
And as well that they refer to him just as Billy Zane.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, like I mean, Billy Zane's career is like he's constantly been in movies, but he's just made a lot of weird choices, because I think particularly after Titanic he was like he could have been in fucking anything,
Yeah,
and then he went off and he started
capitalised on the whole villain thing.
I think it was some like South Korean or Thai fucking horror movie with zombies where he played a floating head in it. You know, and it was just like,
fair enough.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know,
Sure,
so
why
I think
not,
he's
though?
just
He does what he enjoys.
he does what and like the first time I think I saw him was there was this series of films called Sniper. I think John Cena ended up, or The Miz starred in like versions of, but he was in the first one, and I think it was Tom Berenger as well, and he was brilliant in it. And but it, you know, so he was kind of set up to be this action star.
Berenger,
yes,
is Berenger, not the musical instrument.
Yes, it is. Sorry, I fucking after getting into my head. But he was just really good, you know. And then he went off doing different types of movies.
How dare he do different types of movies?
I know, but you know, it's just you know, a lot of times in Hollywood they want to pigeonhole you as where it's like you have to be this and that. You see a lot, like Liam Neeson was, and he still is a very serious actor, and he's a good actor. But for years he was in more dramatic roles, like especially after Schindler's List, and then when he did Taken, that's all he's in is in like versions of Taken movies that are like the exact same as that, where he's like this old special operative. Yeah, and
now he's gone.
And
into
even Naked Gun is a version
thing.
of that.
Yeah. That's it. But that's the thing. Like, I mean, obviously, I suppose it probably was off the back of the whole VMA thing as well, and obviously the sort of the the kudos and all the rest, and the sort of the good vibes that Will Ferrell and sort of Ben Stiller kind of like got from people, sort of the good relationships they've built. The amount of celebrities that fucking showed up in Zoolander.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
There was like
David Bowie showing
Fred
up.
Durst.
Just pops up, and it is all these like throwaway little cameos, like and it's like a cruise through the early.
I
2000s.
would imagine that when they were like with the connection with MTV, I'd say some of them must have been shot at some award ceremony.
Yeah, because like, oh look, it's Paris Hilton. Oh, there's Fred Durst. Oh look, there's like Gary Shandling. There's
but like,
it's
a
all
lot
really
of the celebrities
random.
at that stage, I don't know if people were more open about doing drugs and kind of like there was less shame around being like acting like a celebrity and having a good time. Whereas they were just, it was like a lighter time. Where now I think celebrities, they have this fucking thing
They
for
have to be squeaky clean.
and they have to act all serious, and they have to like recycle your
knickers or
whatever. Whereas then it was just like
have a good time, or out partying, and that's it.
But like Will Ferrell, I think is
he's the breakout star of that.
And it was only learned this now. I didn't realise Andy Dick was originally meant to play.
That would have been terrible.
Mugatu. Yeah,
absolutely.
Andy Dick is a piece of shit anyway, as far as I know.
It would have ruined the whole film, because he is that type. Okay, he was entertaining in Old School as the fucking the blowjob.
He's okay as someone
small
doing cameos.
Doses,
but Jesus Christ, and as well, like, he's had massive drug problems. I think he's burned every fucking bridge over the years and time, and it's.
But no, it's just like, I mean, it is Zoolander. I think it's Mugatu's film.
It is, yeah. It is, yeah.
Like, I mean, there's so many quotable bits. There's so many, like, I mean, I only said it to you when we were watching it, like, last night or the night before, or whatever. It's like, Jesus Christ, I didn't realise so many of our day-to-day fucking bits that we throw at each other came from Zoolander.
But as well, it's so that was the start of Ben Stiller, Will Ferrell, and all that crowd, and Owen Wilson do movies together. Like, you had Starsky and Hutch, which was directed by Ben Stiller again, but then you had like stuff like Old School, Anchorman, it was
all of that
there was like
comedy
sort of Vince Vaughn ended up getting Vince Vaughn was in this briefly. As well, it's kind of just off the cuff. It was we only copped it there when we were looking at it the other night as well, that Alexander Skarsgård plays one of the models,
Nikas or something like that. I remember we had this realisation before the last time we watched Zoolander, and we were like, holy fuck, you just had it again for a second time.
And he plays Adam in part 2.
And
it's one of the things as well, like, what was really weird with Will Ferrell in part 2, because we looked at part 2 last night, and it's not as bad as I remember it being. I look at it again. It's funny.
It's still entertaining.
Yeah, it's not as good as Zoolander one, but it's not as bad as kind of thought it was when it came out. But he seems to forget how to do the accent. Yeah,
his voice seems different.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
but it is, like, I mean, as I said, Zoolander 1, I think it is. Will Ferrell runs away with it, steals the show. He's got like so many quotable lines. He's got like, he's got the Mugatu run, and like, I mean, at the time there was so many people were doing the Mugatu run. Like, I mean, that was, I can remember.
Dance. There was just the whole, and I think this might have been Will Ferrell fresh off SNL.
Absolutely,
and like, I mean, on SNL, like, Will Ferrell now isn't as big as he was. Will Ferrell was like, he had about a decade where he was probably the top of the comedy thing, where he was doing George Bush the whole time. He had his own one-man show. He was in loads of fucking movies, and then he started doing serious movies as well, which I don't think he transitioned very well into. Kirsten Wiig, when she left SNL as well, she was like, and she's in Zoolander too. But she seemed to be like the next Will Ferrell. Bridesmaids was amazing, but I could be wrong, but I don't think she's after writing and directing another film since. She's just been in stuff. She did a bit more sort of indie, more serious kind of stuff as well, rather than sort of the out and out comedies. She was in a film with Bill Hader, I think, that did well. Well, she's been in a lot of big films, but like, I think Wonder Woman 2 didn't do, and I think Ghostbusters probably killed her. Unfairly, like, we've talked about it before on a different podcast, whereas I quite liked that version of Go. I was looking forward to with the cast that was going to be in it. Kate McKinnon is brilliant. Kirsten Wiig is very good. Melissa McCarthy, I begrudgingly think, is very funny. I've seen someone when we were living abroad introduced me to one, because I would never in a million years have looked, but I was on nights and she put it on. And we were all looking at it, and it was fucking brilliant. And I was like, oh my god, Melissa McCarthy's actually
quite hilarious.
Because I thought it was going to be like kiddie movies or something like that. but they're kind of not. And I think most of her movies have been directed by her husband. But like, yeah, she was really good in it as well. And fucking Thor was great in it as well. Chris Hemsworth.
All right, I was like
Leslie Jones.
Yeah, I was kind of like, what,
yeah.
Thor? What? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I think Leslie Jones is on the Today Show now.
Is she? All right.
I think she might be a correspondent.
But yeah, Chris Hemsworth, I think, was the unexpectedly funny one in that as well.
Yeah, he was. And then he was in Vacation.
Can I bring my cat to work? And it's like, oh, you're a cat. I'm allergic to cats. Oh, it's okay. It's a dog.
His name is My Cat.
It's just so fucking...
He was so... And apparently a lot of that was ad-libbed as well.
It's fucking bizarrely brilliant.
Yeah.
But like that, again, going back to Zoolander, there was so much of that was just fucking... It's just so many people playing against their usual character. Like, I mean, you've Mila Jovovich.
Even when, I was saying it, though, even looking at, I know it's Mila Jovovich, but it doesn't look like Mila Jovovich. Yeah. And I discovered as well, she based the whole character around her mother. And in the video I was looking at, it showed a picture of her mother, and it's like, it was horror. You gotta go, oh. Wow. But like, I mean, that's Mila Jovovich. If anyone hasn't seen interviews or read her interviews with her, she is very, very, very funny. Yeah.
And she's very bouncy and vivacious. And this character is very, it's very Eastern Bloc fucking sinister.
But you can tell she's hamming it up.
Yeah.
And like Mila Jovovich, Mila Jovovich had a really big career, serious actor ahead of her. And I'm not saying that she's not okay, because she fucking definitely is. But she married Paul W.S. Anderson or whatever they got, and she decided, right, it's better for us.
Action.
Yeah, let's do movies together.
Yeah.
So they did like 6 Resident Evil movies. They did the Monster Hunter thing. I think they have another thing out now, and like, I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
I think it's
like,
brilliant.
If you love someone, you want to spend all your time with them, why not? And you have the ability to make
exactly,
movies.
Yeah, that's it. Bring your kids with you everywhere
But
you go.
I have the highest respect for someone like that kind of goes, and as well, apparently I saw a thing where they were talking about her. She doesn't have nannies or anything like that. Parents at the school, they're like, it's really weird because Mila Jovovich shows up and like picks the kid up and like drops the kid, and she's just a parent, normal kind of parent and everything, which I think is great, like, you know, because I guarantee you don't get J-Lo doing that.
No, maybe you do. She's just Jenny from the block.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
But you know, but like, I mean, I think she gets, especially after the Resident Evil movies, she gets, I think, overlooked for kind of what you want. But like, you look at this and you kind of go, she is very funny.
Hilarious, like, that's it. But I mean, there's, looking back even on it, there are some jokes in Zoolander sail a little bit close to the wind, I suppose, given the time period and all the rest. As you said, I suppose a lot of it would have been very much of the 2000s, where it was that kind of carefree, like, yeah, it's fine, let's go out and do drugs and party. And everyone is just like, you weren't worried about your image being sort of like less than squeaky clean or anything like that. Fucking Trump shows up in it, like, you know,
he's
in the
at
audience.
The start of it, he's like, when they're doing interviews on the red carpet for it. But he was everywhere, like, he's fucking everywhere. He's fucking everywhere now, like.
Yes, he was a total media whore back then, like, he was, you know, he was at every fucking glitzy party, he was at every...
He was always, like, associated with being, like, the heart of New York. I think people didn't read, because people didn't know, they knew about him, but they didn't know the whole background of him. So
it was just like, you know, there's all these events at Trump Towers, and he was one of these sort of... You'd always have these socialites, I suppose, really, and he was always at those parties.
But it was always sold that he was this self-made man, that his mother came from Scotland, didn't have a penny, and so that kind of nearly insinuated that he worked hard and he was in construction. And it wasn't like his father was a millionaire.
But sure, it wasn't that whole joke. It's like, I made my first million on my own. All I had was 6 million from my father.
But he was always kind of associated with New York, and I think there was a bit of a weird fascination people had with Trump. Yeah,
but it was all the gold toilets. It was all that.
It was just so weird, and it was because a lot of times as well, businessmen kept quiet, or they didn't want to be. It's not like it is today with like fucking Zuckerberg and fucking Elon Musk and all those twats fucking wanting to be in the limelight. And like, people that had money before, they were like, I better keep quiet because people don't like this, they see it as a bit vulgar, and someone might put a bullet in the back of my fucking head.
I don't want people knowing my business. Exactly. I just operate, you know, sort of quietly in the shadows.
So with Donald Trump, it was
It was weird.
It was weird, and
Yeah.
I think that's why he was on so many things, because people were like, this is weird.
Yeah.
You know, that he wants
he
to...
is this weird character, yeah. Exactly, yeah.
But like, just won't get into that about Trump, but like, just with celebrities that were in it, it's fucking...
Yeah, star-studded.
Yeah, as Alan Averill says, it's endless.
That's true.
The
Most people would be
selection
like,
is
who's
endless.
Alan Averill?
Yeah. Listen to a podcast called Agitators Anonymous.
Yes.
It's very good. So
Alan
imagine
Averill.
if we actually managed to send like 2 people to listen to. But Zoolander, first one, absolute classic movie. Brilliant. It started that whole thing, that wave of those movies. Like we were saying, Zoolander 2 isn't as bad
It kind of,
as it's made
again,
out,
I think
but-
as well, the trouble is it tries to recreate some of the beats from Zoolander 1 that were like, as you were saying, it's like there's a scene in Zoolander 1, spoilers ahead. It's almost as fucking iconic, as you said, as the hot rod fucking the riot scene. It's like they're all kind of like trying to cheer each other up. You know, Zoolander's a bit down because he's like, you know, he's
Orange Frappuccino.
Yeah, orange mug of Frappuccino. And they're all off, do.
Yeah.
So they all go off and they're like, prancing around at the petrol station and throwing a bit of water at each other, and it's all smiles and happy until they start like squirting a bit of petrol around at each other. And then then somebody lights a cigarette and it's like, oh, whoops,
And like the next scene is like just the fucking...
And again, it's just the iconic stuff. He's like, he's giving the you googly and he's you googleizing.
But what the first time seeing that, because you don't expect at the start of the movie everyone to die.
In such a horrible way as well. Fucking burnt to death in a petrol station.
Well, I think with like the scene in part 2 with that is definitely with the car, when he's in the car with the kid and he has the massive car crash.
Yeah.
But it's also, I think where part 2 fell down, like obviously it's like 15 years later or however long it was, it's the celebrities. It feels like, because you have people our age and older looking at it that would have been familiar with all the celebrities that were in that, and then when it starts off with Justin Bieber, you're just like, oh, fuck off. But it's like, it's going to be, because that's the type of thing, it's meant to be like modern day celebrities with it. Now in fair as well, I was really surprised at the end that like Tommy Hilfiger, fucking all these
Valentino, all the rest,
all these like proper designers are in it. That I think it says a lot about the fashion world as well. So
that they're quite happy to skewer
be in
themselves.
it, because it's they're there to fucking sacrifice a child to get eternal life, and they
all turn up and they're just like, yeah, this sounds like something we do.
But it's but like somebody, I see, this is the thing with too, I can't even remember most of the people that were, so there's a lot of people in it that we probably don't even realise they're celebrities, because
that's the thing, I suppose, at the time as well. They would have been that small bit, we would have been slightly over the hill, I suppose, in comparison to some of those celebrities that would have been a little bit younger, because there's every now and again a face will pop into frame and you're like, I know I should know who that is.
With Justin
like,
Bieber, I wouldn't have known who Justin Bieber was in it until they fucking said, oh, Justin Bieber is dead. You know, and you kind of go, that's who that was. And with some people where they flash their names up as well, whereas they did it with David Bowie but that wasn't because no one, it was just like, oh my god, look, it's fucking David Bowie.
It's
we
iconic.
have David
Let's
Bowie.
dance.
Sting.
Yeah.
I
do you know, it's just as well they did it, because I was kind of like, I wouldn't recognise him with the beard.
Yeah, and like this is the thing as well. Even at that stage, I don't think Sting was starving. Sting was a great actor. Like he was actually really good in Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, or was it? Was it no? It was Lock, Stock. He was in.
I don't know.
But he was in like the original version of Dune, David Lynch's thing. He's been in a load of movies. He is like actually a really good actor. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure, he played fucking Frankenstein in The Bride. As in The Bride, you've probably never seen this film. It was like done in the 80s.
Okay.
Called The Bride, where it was like a remake of Frankenstein, but Sting was Frankenstein in it, not the monster. As in, like,
actual Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah. It was really, 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 really good movie. It got like fucking crazy good fucking kind of thing, but I think it's one of these movies that no one even remembers now. Like there's a bunch of like a Company of Wolves. That was a fucking massive horror movie at the time. Neil Jordan, and Yeah, other things.
Him from other things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Gothic. I bet you've never heard of a film called Gothic or even seen it. Gabriel Byrne in it.
Don't know.
It's about the night that Mary Shelley got the idea to write about Frankenstein.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I think so, yes.
It's really weird. It's like fucking really, really weird. I put off renting it when I was younger because the cover was so creepy for it, where it's just like,
Back in the days when you could judge a book by its cover or a film by its shell.
yeah, that's those good old days where they were like, we got to do some mad shit for the cover because no one's going to rent it otherwise.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's just like, let's just put the face of the actor on it.
Yeah,
There we
that'll
go.
do, yeah.
But yeah,
Zoolander.
yeah.
What an iconic fucking... And that's the thing, you could come back, like, I mean, Ben Stiller's pushing up there, you know.
Well, he was desperately sick for a good while. Also, he
Yeah.
had like a very serious illness, and he's kind of back doing things. Sure. Well, he's directing that. Oh God, I fucking can't. It's that workplace thing. I haven't looked at it yet. Everyone was raving about it. It's on Apple TV.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like it's like The Wire or fucking
okay.
of now. It's like the big thing or like the fucking the Breaking Bad.
Okay. I don't know
That
what you're
everyone
talking
is
about.
going
But
on
anyway,
about.
let's have
I've
a
been
look.
waiting for it because I don't like waiting season to season, and apparently
I
it
just like
finishes
to
on
binge.
cliffhangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
But he's directing that, so he came back
cool.
and he started doing that.
Good.
And it's quite serious. It's a science fiction thing.
All right, okay.
Yeah, it begins with an S.
Oh, cool, super, that's great.
But like, you know, so I imagine he's going to be tied up doing that for a while
Yeah.
before. But
Maybe we
and
get
as well, I
Zoolander.
don't. Zoolander 2 did not do well
Yeah.
because, like, I mean, say Anchorman 3, like the first Anchorman didn't do well.
No.
Second Anchorman really
No.
didn't do well, and then Will Ferrell had a big bust up with Adam McKay, and they're
not
parted ways
working
and they're
together,
not working
yeah.
together anymore. So that's gone.
But that's the thing. I think the heyday of all those films is kind of gone. Like you know, but it's just there's this. I suppose, like, I mean, of course, I'm going to look at it with like rose tinted glasses and a bit of nostalgia. It was like there was the heyday of all that. It was like the golden age, where it was like the internet was like blooming. It was like it was all
silly
the memes.
humour.
It was that kind of humor, instantly quotable. People just like I mean, people nowadays joke about like, God, you remember back in the days when like fellas would just sit around at a party quoting Anchorman at each other.
But as well,
And that's what it was.
they were kind of harmless, kind of
Yeah.
like, I mean, like, I'm not even going to get into this cancel culture bullshit kind of stuff that people kind of go on, like Joe Rogan and all them kind of going, oh, and like, because I think it does exist, but at the same point, you kind of have to do something fairly rough to get, you know. So a lot of these movies, they were making kind of jokes, but they were never like punching down.
Yeah, they were never meant in a mean-spirited way.
Yeah, Joe Rogan and Kill Tony kind of things, they're kind of pieces of shit, and you know what I mean. And they do punch down, and they're like, they may as well fucking telling racist jokes, you know, where they're kind of like, oh no, we're only joking.
Yeah, it's a bit kind of Roy Chubby Brownie kind of a thing. Yeah.
Whereas like at it was silly humor was the stuff that we were
it was
into.
goofy. Yeah.
Where it was like I mean, no, the people probably there's always going to be someone that's going to get offended no matter what you do.
But I mean,
there was nothing like, even with Zoolander, some of the mad shit that he comes out with, there's no kind of race stuff.
There's no
kind of like, you know,
about
like it's everyone's accepted. It's just he says stupid fucking things.
But that's the and like that is like even the insults as well, going back to Anchorman, like it's such outrageously childish insults that, like, you know, it's not for real. It's like, you know, when he's like slagging off Christina Applegate, it's like, you're a smelly pirate hooker. And it's kind of like, all right, you know, if you're going to get offended about that, fuck off.
It's kind of absurdist humor. And as well with I think the difference is between that and, say, the shock jock humour, because it's the same stuff that Howard Stern was doing in the fucking 90s. But Howard Stern wasn't as nasty about it. Like, I think Howard Stern got like changed a lot over the years, but like a lot of those kind of comedians where they do come across as potentially being racist, they're definitely sexist.
Oh yeah.
They're definitely homophobic.
Oh yeah.
Whereas there's not, like, say with Zoolander, it's like everyone is accepted.
Oh yeah, that was the thing.
There is no punching down. And I think that's the thing with comedy should never punch down. It should always, like, if it's going to do it, punch up the way, but like, I mean, it should be just, that's what I think our generation was. It was just like stupid fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like really stupid shit, and the more absurd the better.
Yeah.
With it, and that kind of seemed to go. And you know, when you look back at the Will Ferrell movies and all that, there's not as many of them as it felt like, because at the time it felt like nearly every second week there was a new film coming out, and then it felt like the Lonely Island were going to take over with the Hot Rod, but then that didn't do well, and then Popstar, that didn't do well. MacGruber didn't do well. And
Such
it's just
a pity,
like, God, like all these great movies, which I no doubt the younger generation will discover them, like the way that we discovered, say, stuff like Monty Python and the Holy Grail,
or Airplane or whatever,
and the Airplane and all those movies, and then people would be like, my God, why is no one? Because like Andy Samberg has a big
he still has a huge
like
Brooklyn
one of our
Nine-Nine.
friends' kids was like big into Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Which was really surprising, but
but I don't think the film hit as well for him, because again, it's the humour is just a little bit a step removed from sort of your typical sitcom kind of a thing.
I think if they were a bit older and they saw it, then I think when they're in that kind of, where they're like a little bit, they have a little bit more experiences with the way movies should go, because a lot of these things they do, they nearly function on a thing where it's best with someone who has an understanding of cinema.
Yeah,
because they manipulate tropes and they fucking play
kind of
against type.
That's it, exactly. Yeah, they kind of they subvert the sort of the expected norm.
And that's where you get the humour from.
Yeah.
But you have to be expecting that with it for it to work. Whereas if you don't have enough experience,
cinematic knowledge, I suppose,
when you're looking at it, you kind of go, "What the fuck is it?"
That sounds very snobby, but it is. It's like sort of it's the whole. I suppose it's like the Family Guy thing, where like sort of the fight with the sort of the chicken goes on and on and on. It's like that in Hot Rod, where he falls down the hill and he's fallen for fucking 3 hours.
It's when you kind of need to have a background and own these 80s movies that it's taking the piss out of, because it doesn't outright reference them, but it's just part of those things.
You need to know Flashdance, exactly, to know what it is. Kind of thing,
and it's like with music, like where Aphex Twin, people go, oh my God, I love Aphex Twin, but to have a good understanding of Aphex Twin, you have to understand the music that was around at the time and how very different it was, and that it went away from like conventional structures of songs, probably the same way that jazz fucking did it years and years ago for people. And that's what like a lot of, but as well, I suppose similarly, a lot of these films they were done with the improv, and they put it together like with fucking Anchorman, that there was like a second movie of nearly outtakes.
That's it, I know.
From it, but then it kind of got overdone where it was like people who weren't as funny, they were doing it in movies, and they used to always show the.
I know, it's kind of like, oh, look at how funny we are at the end in the outtakes, and it's like, you're not as funny as you think you are.
And like, I mean, Seth Rogen's crowd looked like they could have taken over, but
thankfully they didn't.
They didn't at all. Well, but yeah, look,
60% of the time it works every time.
Yeah, Paul Rudd came out of all that as well.
I know. That's it.
Like I really think like Paul Rudd has been around for donkey's years, but Paul Rudd made, like when he got into comedy, his career just fucking took off. And Role Models is another movie.
Oh my God, it's really brilliant. Yeah, it's one of these ones that you kind of, we must do that at some stage again as well, but that's one of these films that you go back to once every 2 or 3 years and watch and just go,
it's really
I love this. It's so,
Sean Scott Williams is fantastic.
The kids are fantastic. Oh my God, the whole thing. Jane, what's her name? It's fantastic.
Yeah, Lynch.
Yes, thank you, Jane Lynch. Brilliant. But yes, Zoolander and Mugatu. Oh my God, I loved Will Ferrell for years after that. That was
I think that was my first introduction to, or maybe it was Jay and Silent Bob's movie was out before that.
No, Mugatu I think was definitely my first introduction, and I was just fucking enamoured with fucking Mugatu and Will Ferrell for donkey's years after that.
But look,
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
That's the end. Goodbye. Look, we'll be back next. I have a funny feeling next week we're going to be doing a horror movie. I think it's going to be Creeping Flesh, if you want to have a look at it. It's a film from Laura's childhood.
Yes, my extreme childhood that I should not have been watching at all.
I've never seen it, so I think you've been. Well, it was really hard to get, and I just came across it randomly on YouTube. We'll look at that, and I think we'll talk about that next week, and probably Vincent Price. Even though he's not in it, it's Peter Cushing. Right, so look, until next week, if you've listened this far, thank you very much. We love you all. Happy Christmas and have a Merry New Year. Goodbye.